guys, how's it going? Alex Scott here with Consordini.com. Thank you guys so much for checking out another one of our super cool studio gear reviews. Now, I am here in my mobile studio in Bangkok doing some international travel, spending 3 months going all over Southeast Asia, filming travel documentaries and producing music for my other YouTube channel, Nomadic Bard. I'd love it if you guys would check it out. I'll leave a link in the description down below. But as I've talked about in some more recent gear reviews, I've been planning this trip for a while, and I knew that I was going to be both traveling, filming, and making music for my other channel, as well as continuing to do a lot of the production and mixing work for all of my clients that I always have done. So I needed to put together a mobile rig of gear that could kind of come with me all over the place and provide the facilities that I need to do my work. Now, I had originally purchased an Audiointerface 14 interface for my mobile rig, along with an Arturia keyboard controller and iLoud MTM speakers and a few other odds and ends. Well, when it came time to really get to brass tacks and pack everything up to leave for the trip, I figured out that unfortunately a lot of the stuff that I had gotten was just a little bit too big and a little bit too heavy. So I ended up swapping some things out and found a very, very cool deal from Sweetwater on this iRig Keys IO49, which is a keyboard from IK Multimedia. The package also came with the iLoud micro monitors, a bunch of cool software. I'm going to do videos on all that stuff later on the channel. However, the interface that is built into the keyboard, which I was originally planning on using as my kind of dedicated audio interface, ended up not really living up to my expectations. I'm not going to get into that now. Like I said, we'll be doing a separate video on this keyboard very soon. Keep your eyes out for that and you'll learn all about why I had some issues with it. But when I was here in Bangkok, I was trying to use that, wasn't very happy with it, and became very, very clear that I needed to find myself another interface. I didn't bring the Audiointerface 14 because, while it is still really compact and it's a fantastic interface that I cannot recommend highly enough, it was still kind of heavy, and at the time, I thought I would be using the interface built into this keyboard. So I was without an interface. Well, thank goodness for a company called Million Head Pro Audio, which is located here in Bangkok. I popped up there, had a look at what they had on offer, and this Focusrite Scarlett Solo interface was exactly what I needed. And as soon as I got it home, got it plugged in, I realized that, especially when you consider the price, which is just over $100 US, this is a very slick little piece of kit. It is pretty simple. We have a single mic preamp with a dedicated gain knob, which right off the bat, by the way, even though there's only 3 knobs, all of these knobs feel really, really nice. They're very firmly planted in there. There's no play or wiggle at all. They have a nice rubberized texture to the grip of it. Really pro feeling knobs, even on a unit that's this tiny. In fact, the build quality overall, you've got a nice anodized aluminum enclosure around the whole thing that's very, very rigid. There's no flex or anything. I think the front and back faces are plastic, but they're a nice gloss finish. And then again, these knobs just feel really, really nice. But single mic preamp, 48 volt switch, gain. We also have this air switch, which I really, really like. This just kind of gives you a lift in that 12 to 15K region that can bring out, especially with vocals, just a little bit more airiness, a little bit more breathiness and presence, which is great. I love that even on a box this small, this simple, and this inexpensive, they've included a little preamp EQ-y kind of an option there. That's very cool, and it lets me tailor, you know, when I'm doing voiceover, I'll kick that in and it brings out that airy quality of my voice. But when I'm recording percussion or acoustic or something here at my mobile studio, and I don't need that extra top end, I can turn it off. It's just a nice little option. Now, next to that, our second input is a dedicated DI for guitar or bass. Again, another thing that I absolutely love. And we can switch that from a line level input to an instrument level high-Z DI input, which is great. And that's why I actually went with this one, because I have one mic that I use to do my voiceover and record any ancillary stuff. And then I needed one DI input so that I could play my traveler bass and my traveler guitar. And it works absolutely perfectly for that. I've got my mic input, I've got options for that, I have my DI input, and if I really needed to, I could probably find a way to run a stereo line level signal in there as well. But, you know, again, that's not something I have to do in here. I just basically use this for voiceover and recording. I use those for playing. Very, very simple, and I laid out very, very perfectly for that. Now, we have monitor volume here. This does combined control the headphone and speaker outputs. I do kind of wish that we had separate knobs for those because oftentimes I will, want to just use my headphones and not my speakers, so I'd like to be able to turn the speakers down. Unfortunately, this interface does not allow for that facility. Fortunately for me, I can just reach behind here real quick and turn off my second speaker, which is fine. But that's kind of my one gripe about this, is that I do wish that it had some way to switch between those two volumes. That is okay though, I work around it. Now, headphones, we have a 1/4-inch TRS jack, 1/4-inch stereo jack, which is very nice, much better than an 1/8-inch that you see on some smaller interfaces. And we also do have direct monitoring facilities, which is really a nice feature if you're going to be recording stuff along with tracks or doing overdubs or anything. You can turn that on and it's going to remove any latency from your chain. Even though I've never had latency problems with this guy, it seems to perform very, very well in that department. Now on the back, we just have very simple, a right speaker out and a left speaker out. Definitely not rocket science there. And everything is powered over USB-C. So this is a USB 3 device. It uses a USB-C cable. And that's my next favorite thing about it. It does not require an AC brick. They've used this USB 3 port to get power to the whole thing, including 48-volt phantom for your mic runs off of USB power. And that is a fantastic feature. Something that this guy only kind of has. We'll leave him alone. Go watch the video for the review on this and you'll understand why I'm using this and not this as my audio interface. But in any case, that's really all there is to it. Like I said, build quality is really great. The preamp in it sounds very nice. I love that it's got this air switch that lets me bring a little bit of extra character into the preamp if and when I need to. Knobs feel great. Jacks feel great. Nothing feels loose. Nothing feels particularly cheap. It is incredibly tiny and very, very lightweight, which is great for traveling. I can just throw this into my computer bag, not have to worry about anything. And because it's, it's all just these very low profile switches and these sturdy knobs, I'm really not too worried about anything banging into it or tearing anything off. It's very robust, it's very solidly built, and it definitely feels like something that is going to stand up to the rigors of travel. Now, in terms of people I would recommend this for, obviously anyone who's traveling like I am, whether you're doing full-time professional audio work where you just want a good little audio device to bring with you to maybe record ideas, do scratch takes, whatever, it's perfect for that. Very compact, very lightweight, very well built. Alternatively, if you're just like a singer-songwriter, you've got a little bedroom studio, maybe you just want to get started with recording some of your ideas, because we have this DI and a mic jack separately, you could very easily, if you have like an acoustic or electric guitar, or you're playing electric and using amp modeling or something, run that in there, run your vocal into the mic, and be able to record everything you need to record right off the bat. Obviously, if you're doing anything much more than that, if you need to record stuff in stereo, like you need to have 2 or more mics, or you have a stereo synth or a beat pad or something like that, you need to run it in here. Not going to be ideal for that because it is 1 mic and 1 DI in. I'm sure you could get line level into both of these using the included software. I haven't messed around with that much because it's not something I really need to do in my setup here, but recording stereo sources, maybe not as much. But again, for somebody who just needs, this is all you need, it's perfectly laid out. It's everything that you will need to do that basic stuff and nothing that you don't. No bells and whistles that are going to confuse you if you're new to the audio world or anything like that. I think that they've designed a product that may be a little bit specific in its application, but what it does incredibly well. It is absolutely perfect for what I need it for. And overall, I really, really like it. It's made my life a lot easier, and I plan to continue using it for the foreseeable future. I do really want to get that new SSL 2 or 2 Plus that SSL just announced. That thing looks really, really cool. We might try to get our hands on that, do a review of it here on the channel, because I do love me some great console preamps. But for the time being, this is a fantastic solution. I'm very, very happy with it. But what do you guys think? Have you checked out the Scarlett Solo or any of the other smaller Focusrite Scarlett interfaces? I know a lot of people out there use them and absolutely love them. I am now among them. We've looked at the 18i20 on this channel before, and I really like that. And I'm happy to have this nice little shiny red box in my studio once more. But in any case, whatever your thoughts may be, definitely leave them in the comments down below. Always appreciate hearing from you. If you have not subscribed yet to the Consordini channel, please do that as well. Seriously helps us out. Give us a like or a share if you would like. But again, my name is Alex Scott with Consordini.com. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you in the next video.